Hello everyone, welcome to my channel. Today we're going to do a review and unboxing of a lock from the company Olank. The mechanism of the cylinder is truly impressive and remarkable. Generally speaking, the cylinder itself is equipped with a total of 5 distinct keys, each serving a unique purpose. The key has the Olank logo on it. So that's the key profile, which is important to understand. Here is the essential profile that provides a comprehensive overview of the key aspects and important details you need to know. So the cylinder, which is specifically designed for ergonomic and easy grip, has a handle on the back. So, naturally, we will also test this lock for vulnerability to bumping. In addition to using lock picks, we will be conducting a thorough examination. Let's install it right away. We will carefully install the lock. So, let's take the key and proceed with caution. The lock is new, so it should work for this. Yes, it works. Everything's clear. The keys, which are definitely of high quality, are good, and certainly not the cheap Chinese ones that you might find elsewhere. We will observe how the lock itself will appear now in this demonstration. First, let's simply test it. Just for bumping, but let's try to test it with raking and see the results. So, we're taking this kind of shaped tension wrench, and we're going to use this rake for pin tumbler locks. When using the rake, it's important that the tip is facing up. Otherwise, if you place it facing down, you'll be blocking each pin, and you won't really achieve anything. So at least at the beginning, you need to keep the tip facing up. Otherwise, if you put it down, you will hit every pin, and you won't really do anything. That is, you essentially need to, at least basically at first, put the nose up. So, we apply a little tension. Insert the tool. First, we go in from the top, and we can see that the lock isn't giving in. Then we push down more aggressively into the bottom part and see that the lock also isn't yielding to raking. Let's try again. As you can see, raking doesn't work with this lock. Let's try again, once more, with a bit more effort and focus, and see how it goes. As you can see, raking doesn't work with this lock. Well, at least with this particular cylinder from the collection. So, maybe other similar cylinders from the Olank brand could potentially be raked open, but this specific one just won't budge. So, after we've thoroughly checked and carefully observed that the lock isn't functioning as it should, we'll obviously proceed to pick it using our trusty lock picks. To successfully pick this particular lock, we'll employ a tension wrench, which is essential for applying the right amount of torque. Let's take this specific kind of pick, which is quite popular among locksmiths. Some refer to it as a snowman due to its shape, while others call it an 8, but regardless of the name, it's a specialized pick designed for English locks. So, with all our tools ready, we're going to attempt to skillfully pick this cylinder lock, which is commonly found in many households. Again, we need to ensure that the tension is applied evenly and consistently as we carefully and slowly insert the pick into the top part of the lock and begin the raking process. Our goal is to identify and address any pin that might be stuck. We found a slightly stuck pin. The cylinder gave a little, and then eventually During our search, we came across another pin, which adds to our collection. This discovery is quite fascinating, as each pin we find tells a unique story and enriches our understanding. The cylinder turned a bit and got stuck on another pin, so we're looking for a different pin. I set up the camera awkwardly today. After quite a bit of effort and some trial and error, we finally succeeded in unlocking this particular lock. It was a bit challenging, but we managed to get it open. Now that we've accomplished that, we're proceeding to make a complete and thorough turn, ensuring everything is in place and ready for the next steps. Here, we're making a full turn, and as we usually do, to absolutely rule out any chance of coincidence, we're trying to pick this lock a second time once more, in order to ensure there is no coincidence at all. So, it's just as easy to pick in the distribution as it was the first time. Sometimes you can open a lock on the first try, but picking it a second time can take a lot of time. I recently had a lock that I designed and built. I made it specifically for the educational channel. So, there will be another channel. It's being created right now. As you can clearly see, the lock has indeed been picked. So we have picked it twice in just a few minutes. This clearly means that these locks can be opened very quickly. So that's really good for emergency responders. If an emergency responder is working, that's pretty cool. Just a second. We can look at the beautiful scenery that stretches out before us. It's truly breathtaking and captivating, making us feel a sense of wonder and amazement as we take it all in. But if this lock is being picked by people with, let's say, criminal intentions, then that's definitely going to be worse for the owners of these locks. But still, I don't think criminals will be picking these locks with lockpicks. Usually they drill them out or break them. It takes much less time. Here, and you don't need any skills. On our channel, we will be testing these locks for breakage and so on, but only those locks that claim to have protection against certain methods of tampering. So, we tested this lock for picking with lockpicks. We will be extensively and thoroughly testing various different locks, especially those that claim to have comprehensive protection against specific methods of tampering. So we meticulously tested this particular lock for picking with lockpicks. The lock opens very quickly, demonstrating its efficiency and ease of use. Now let's proceed to test this particular lock using a bump key, which is a specially designed key that can open many locks. Okay, we are using the bump key now. Bump key in action. Here it is. So here's a bump key, which is a special type of key commonly used by locksmiths and hobbyists for picking pin tumbler locks to open locks without the original key. So the set comes with two bump keys, one for the English type, the other for the pin tumbler. So, if anyone needs decent bump keys and doesn't want to make them themselves, you can buy them from me. There's a link under one of the videos on the channel, you can check it out. So, we insert the bump key right in the center, curving it down like this, and we insert it. That is not from the edge, but exactly in the center. So we've inserted it. Let's see. We press it, right? So, as we carefully, closely, and thoroughly observe, we see that there's a spring. If there's a spring, it means it's installed in the handle. So there's a handle, which means there's a chance that this lock can be picked with a bump key. So we inserted bump key. So let's give it a try. And as we can see, this lock can be picked easily with a bump key. That's why this lock is vulnerable. And the conclusion is that you shouldn't buy such locks. If you have these locks installed, it's definitely better to replace them. And of course, the locksmiths who install locks and change cylinders in their professional capacity will also recommend that people watch these videos and provide detailed explanations to ensure that customers are fully informed about the potential risks and drawbacks associated with these particular types of locks and why it is advisable to avoid purchasing them. Of course, there's that, and comprehensive safety measures for protection against drilling to ensure complete security. It doesn't even matter anymore. What levels of protection are present here? What is here? In my opinion, honestly speaking, it's just an ordinary padlock. I don't want to swear on my channel at all because maybe children will die from this video. So that's the video, that lock, and so to speak, the lesson. If you found this video useful, please like it and subscribe to the channel if you haven't already. In the next videos, we'll cover other locks. All the best.